Hello, welcome to Healthy Body by Sophie. I have so many other exercises I can show you with a steel mace, but let's keep it to these for today. And now I'm going to be releasing my psoas and a point in my shoulder blade as well, as it could become very handy to do this when using a steel mace, whether it's a 5 pound or 7 pound. If you just gauge based on whatever it is that you're usually using, but keep in mind that 5 to 7 pounds should be the very highest that you should be using, just to be safe at the beginning, especially if you're gonna learn to use a steel mace in martial art like I am. 7 is a good contender, possibly 5 for people who have not really exercised in the past. I would go to 5 pounds or less. Okay, so now I'm going to be doing exercises with the mace still, but I'm going to be adding this, and we're going to do squats, which is going to take our range of motion of our shoulders higher, which is good when you want to work on, increasing that range of motion even further. Whereas here we were just going at this height. Now we're going to take it higher, because you're going to see exactly what I'm going to be doing, working on stretching our calves and strengthening our glutes and thighs at the same time. So this is a wedge. You can, I'm sure, purchase them somewhere. This is custom made to us. So you could have a towel underneath. I don't think I do need it. It did do that yesterday, and it didn't cause any damage at all to the flooring. But you know what? I'm gonna put it anyway, just to be safe. So I'm just gonna put a little towel here, or 2 little Microsoft cloth here. And they're just gonna be sitting right here. There we go, perfect. So I'm gonna have my heels up. So this way it's gonna allow my body to go all the way down. So first you can do it without the mace, but what's good doing it with the mace? Why not if you have it? Because you're gonna work on your posture and engaging your back muscles and shoulders even more if you are using the mace. So let's grab it. The reason why it is as well on the floor laying flat is because, for safety reason, if it is not in your hands and you're not using it, you should rest it flat on the side or in a box, the box it came in, just so that it won't fall, it won't tip over. You know, you could technically leave it standing like this, it will stay on this surface, but like I said, it's not something you should be doing, because you could be, you must not do, basically. All right, same here. So I have my mace in a bit of an angle, so it's still in an angle like this. So it's almost in between my toes here, or a bit in front. You don't want it any closer for sure. So yeah, it's a little bit in front of my toes. It's not there because I have my toes quite elevated here with this wedge, but that's okay, because we don't want you to be hurting and your knees causing any problem tomorrow, tonight, so this will prevent as well. It could trigger if you have any little bit of a scoliosis in your spine or dysfunction in your spine, of whatever it may be, that could trigger issues in your hip flexors. So there are remedies for that as well, by stretching your iliopsoas muscle, as described in my videos of the iliopsoas when we made the tool and showed how to release the psoas. So make sure to watch that. You should work on that if you're doing this exercise, just to make sure that your psoas doesn't become a problem. I did this exercise yesterday. I did not release my psoas. I should have, and as a result, my psoas was a little bit giving me trouble during the night. It settled down by the time I got out of bed, but I had to I had to sleep it off a bit. Alrighty, so here my mace is at an angle, and I'm gonna go down, and I'm gonna keep my arms holding onto the mace, so I'm straight up, and I'm not gonna touch the wedge here, but I'm just just above it, that touching it, but I'm not sitting my body on it, and down. So you're gonna have some knee cracking. Actually, it's a lot less than yesterday. Yesterday, both of my knees were cracking, and today, so far, my left one is not, which is good because that's the one that can give me some trouble. And 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. That's gonna engage all kinds of tissues in your body. And 7, and 8, and slowly come up. So the slower you do it, actually the more difficult it is. But make sure you use the Steel Mace as support. It's gonna help you to lift your body back up. It's okay, you're not cheating, because it's teaching you to keep the proper posture, and it does get your cardio going, especially me, as I am talking to you and doing this, and it's quite warm in here, and these are keeping me quite warm too. You know, you can kind of get out of breath, especially if you've have not been doing any running for quite a while, just really low impact exercises. So plus, like I said, it's very hot in here right now. If it was cool, that would be different. I don't think I would have this issue. My body feels very warm right now. All right, let's do this, 2 more sets. Okay, we're gonna count to 8 again. So my feet are about my shoulder width, or the width of this platform I'm using almost. Have your arms in front of you. You can have them nice and straight as much as you can, but it's not a requirement. Just nice and relaxed. You don't want to be under tension or stress with your body, so whatever is comfortable. And let's go. And breathe out as you go down. 1, 2, 3, 4. So just look at the ball. 5, 6, 7, and try and lift your body both sides at the same time. So if you might see one leg, one hip, one glute, one side of your calf want to engage first, really break it down, go slow as you go down into the squat and back up to neutral position. Let's do it one more time if you're okay with your feet in this position where your heels are raised, but it makes it easier on your calves and a really good workout on your thighs. Okay, one more time. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go slow. 7, and last one. 8. All right, and basically the mace just does, as you go down, the arm stays straight, but the mace does this movement, okay? So now you could do it, whereas now I'm not as much as high on to the platform. Now I'm a bit lower. Or you could start there if you don't want to be as high. You could have a towel here, yet you have a little bit of elevation. So let me turn this so you can, I'm gonna do the exercises down sideline so that you can see what I'm talking about. Just to protect the mat, just in case. There we go. So you get the gist of it in all directions this way. So earlier I was up here, or kind of almost like that. Now I'm gonna go lower here. So it's still gonna make it easier than if I had my heels completely on the floor. Yet it's gonna give me a little bit deeper stretch in my calves than earlier. And ready, and go. 1. Try and keep your back straight. 2. And 3. And 4. Look at the mace. Look at the ball with your eyes. Okay, so you get the idea of it. You repeat that 2 more sets, and if you feel you're ready to do it without the stool, what you could do, or the slant, you could just use a towel or a blanket. So let's switch to that. And we'll just do 1 right now. That still gives a little bit of height, but it's not nearly as high as earlier. So again, you gradually go to where then your feet are flat on the floor. Or you could do it with your shoes. Usually shoes nowadays, running and walking shoes, are slightly elevated in the back, so it will be easier to do it in your shoes, but you get a deeper stretch if you eventually learn to do it without. Alrighty, and ready, set, go. Sorry, let me adjust a little bit and do a bit further here with the mace a bit further away from me. And now my heels want to come up, which is okay because we need to have actually my feet further apart in order to feel rest while my heels try to come up. So how are we gonna fix that? I'm gonna make this a bit wider. There we go. And then this, when I go down in my squat, still too much restrictions in my hip to do it with my legs so close together. I need to be further away, my legs away from each other, in order to do a squat where my heels won't be lifting from where they are right now. Might need to have slight turn out, which is okay as well, and go down. There you go. 1. And so now your hands are gonna go a bit lower because your legs and your heels are lower to the floor. So I can't have the ball, my hands touching the base here of the ball. So I'm more here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So go slow and watch how your hips and thighs are going. One will want to open sooner than the other. One hip is trying to drop lower than the other. Nobody has equal hip. Just try and get them to engage as much as possible together. One knee is gonna want to turn out, or ankle, and one more. Perfect. Alrighty. So this was really good. How did you like that? That's a lot of squats, but I think you're gonna enjoy this. Let me know, give me your feedback. Now I'm gonna use my Psoas tool, and I'm gonna work a bit my psoas. It's long due. I should have done it a long time ago. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go on the floor, and I'm gonna use it pointing inward, right on the inside of the hip bone here, and just getting that ball to start stretching that fascia, and then you can try and lift this leg and feel the psoas tighten as you do this, and then you'll feel it relax on the ball as you relax your hip and your glutes. So here, by moving your body, I'm moving my body a bit, so to get the ball to be a little bit more closer to the bone, yet I'm on the inside of it. If you feel a strong pulse, then come off like so, and then reposition yourself. If you feel a strong pulse, it's because it doesn't mean necessarily that you are on the artery. What it means is that it could, though, so that's why you need to come off of it. But it also could be because you have such tight restriction, abdominal restriction, whether it's from tightness in certain organs or tissues surrounding the organs, such as lots of fascia restrictions or such, and there's so many other options, that it could be the reason why you're feeling some kind of a pulsing movement. Generally speaking, though, if you are not more centered to your body and your stomach, if you stay right next to on the inside of the hip bone right here, that is a safe spot. If in doubt, ask some supervision from a professional, a therapist, and go from there. You could feel referral pattern going into across the midline into your other side of your body, about at the same level. Right across in here. It could go down in your groin, and it could go in a variety of spots. You can even refer into your back or up into the diaphragm, since the psoas muscle is linked to the diaphragm via the fascia, and can often contribute to people with shortness of breath, or where you have to catch your breath somehow. So this is really good. I'm hoping that I won't need a treatment, and this will help release that spot I had this morning feeling, and as well with a knee tension, because knee pain can be contributed by hip imbalance and hip such as psoas tightness. It's often by releasing the psoas, iliopsoas muscle, well, the any knee pain will often go away. Okay, and that's good. And you can stretch that. You can go on your side. You can put your any towel or bolster you may have, and then you're gonna stretch that just like so. That's one way. Or you can use the ball, the Psoas, in my video where I show stretches for your psoas on the big yoga ball. That's one great way to release this. I actually prefer it to this position. In this position, you're still engaging way too many muscles, and I prefer to do it on the ball. So I'm going to show you that. If you feel any pains in your knees still from doing exercises such as squats, and since I did some exercises with the Steel Mace doing squats, good areas to work on is the iliotibial band on the side. So before I move on to stretching the psoas, I'm going to show you here. So you go onto your side. I would suggest to have a big, nice, fluffy pillow on the side here. And let's see if I can get away with this for now. That will do. And then basically you can rest your body this way. I would recommend to have a pillow though, so that you have better support for your shoulder and your neck, and it's not all crushed like this, as this towel is not giving me enough support for the shoulder. So that works like this. Even this double ball, you can use it to work your thigh, to work your the front of the thigh and the side of the thigh as well. Then you would move to a different spot. So I'm moving the ball a bit lower, while more on the middle part of the ITBand, and that definitely causes tightening into all around my knee. It's definitely tight there. So definitely I need a big pillow. My shoulder needs to be in a more relaxed position. So I'm gonna go grab that because I don't think that's showing you a proper way to stretch this. Okay, so we're actually gonna keep those other towels underneath, or blankets, to give me all of the heights that I need. So now my shoulder is not gonna be compromised from the exercises I did earlier, and from getting sore and in pain tomorrow. What I will do, I will drop one of these towels over a blanket so my shoulder can rest on that, so it's a bit softer. There you go, perfect. So here I'm in the middle of my ITBand. That's much better. Oh, and that's getting in there good. So I'm really hoping this is gonna help with that knee tightness I was getting from doing too many squats for a while. And it's going even all the way down to my big toe, from the front on the outside, the tibial interior area around my tibial bone. So you could bend the knee and straighten. You could even relax your top leg down. And now I'm still kind of more on my vastus lateralis muscle right now, which is actually very good to work on when your knee and is bothering you. That's something that can be part of the problem. I actually feel it going right down past the knee on that point that was bothering me, right in here, and it's going down all the way in here. So you could bend the knee and stretch as you do this. And believe it or not, working your thighs, your ITBand and the vastus lateralis, so right in here, below here, which is in the front of your ITBand and behind your ITBand. So it goes behind your ITBand, but it's wider than the ITBand, so it's anterior of the ITBand and it's posterior as well. So working these tissues actually can be very helpful to support your back and help in reducing back pain. So if you do experience back pain, I suggest you try this. And if you're feeling any referral pattern, like not on this side but on the other side, I have a spot right in here, I would suggest getting those spots as well. So you can repeat that a couple of times. Deep breath in and exhale. And that's really good to release the tension in there. It's definitely going down the knee and below into the ankle, wrapping around the two bumps on the sides of the foot called the malleolus. And bend again. Also, whichever direction, whether it's the eccentric or concentric movement that is more tender or most painful to you, you can do the exhale in that direction. So if, for example, bending the knee is a more challenging, you can try, if it is easier to do it, if you exhale on that one as opposed to inhaling. And you can also, if you're using this bar, so I'm gonna slightly move off. There we go. You can also turn the ball the other way if you're using this one, since this is a soft ball and this one is a baseball, it might target a bit differently. If you're just using a baseball or softball in a tube sock, like in my trigger point video that Wayne has popped up on the screen, then you don't have to apply this rule, but you can see, since these two are together here, you can see which side you want to use, if this is the only option you have, or if you prefer this option to have the two together, one being bigger than the other. As I said, you can rotate it one direction or the other and see what works for you so that you're getting the most result into the exercise within your pain tolerance or your discomfort range. Okay, so this sums up. So basically what we did some strength and conditioning exercise with the squat exercise, utilizing the mace that I have over there, and as well using the wedge that I have over here. I don't necessarily suggest you use a stepper like I have, but more definitely the wedge, like this one. Wayne made these, so if you're handy and you can do this kind of stuff, go ahead. And otherwise, find online some things, or in your local stores that you could buy like this made, or make your own. If you need details on how to make your own and you would like us to give you some feedback, comment below, let us know. And as far as the mace, there's a couple of links. I might be getting another one, a smaller one that might have to be from, I might get it from Amazon, this one. as GreatLakeArea.com doesn't have the 5 pound currently, and I want to try their mace, but I might shop on Amazon, which I use frequently, and we'll give you some feedback on that in an unboxing, probably comparing the boxes of the different ones we've used so far as far as these heavy equipment, tools. And so yes, using this strength and conditioning exercise is very helpful, especially if you combine into it some proprioception. This will, if your body is having some issues with proprioception and muscle response, so your range of motion and so on and so forth, balance and all of that, then your body can learn to create new neural pathway. So I encourage you to try these different exercises, get feedback on how you like the video, what you got out of it, what you're getting out of it, and what you wish to see in the future from us. So that's what I have today. Now let me just quickly show you, because I was talking about getting into these areas and through here. So you could use this, or you could use the baseball. So this is a baseball to start. We used that before. You could go against a yoga ball back here, or whatever you have that you could lean against. You could be a couch, like the seat of a couch, lean back into it, and then just get into those tissues. So there's all kinds of things you can do using the ball in the hip, going up higher, closer to all of that structure that's just below the back, even into the back. Staying off the spine is preferable, and also into your gluteal muscle, piriformis muscle, ITBand, like I showed you, a little bit of quadricep. And so watch, if you want to do that, which anybody should, for maintenance and also for recovering from issues that you may experience from a variety of reasons. You know, when you're getting pain, discomfort, range of motion, and so on and so forth, so a limitation. Those videos, again, the trigger point hip videos, will address for the hip all the way into your thigh, and so much more as well. So watch those, and I look forward to seeing you in another episode of Healthy Body by Sophie. And until next time, thank you so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.